What's up, guys? Welcome back to the MontyVerse. Today, we are checking out the latest episode of Ahsoka on Disney+, and joining me is my Star Wars collaborator, Zack McDonald. What's up, Zack?
Dude, I'm just ready for this episode, alright?
Alright, jumping into the latest episode of Ahsoka in 3, 2, 1.
This intro music is nice.
It's very nice.
Whooshin'.
Oh.
What on earth?
This is very similar to how Ezra and Kanan started to train her in Trial of the Darksaber.
Not bad.
This guy could give Grievous a run for his money.
It's been a while.
General Kenobi.
I see you still remember the basics. Enough to get by?
Okay, dude.
How about Zatoichi?
Oh no. I'm not certain Lady Wren is ready for that technique.
Yes. Thank you, Hu Yang. Your skill with a weapon comes from your Mandalorian upbringing. Those skills alone will not be enough to defeat our enemy, but you must also open your mind. Learning to wield the Force takes a
Okay,
deeper
so she is gonna
commitment.
be a Force user.
Yeah, I mean, Kanan
How?
did hint at that in the episode.
Well, I discovered that according to Hu Yang, I'm the worst candidate to be a Jedi out of every Jedi he's ever known.
You told her that?
It's true.
You gotta be honest.
Get wrecked. Hu Yang is just savage.
I think it does.
Agreed.
You're joking.
Wow.
I can't see. How am I supposed
It's
to
so
fight?
Star Wars.
Very Star Wars.
I want you to see with more than just your eyes.
Remember, Luke did
Okay.
this.
No.
Yes. And I guess she's already talked to Luke, so maybe he was like, hey, you should try this.
Listen to my...
Have you ever tried blindfolding them?
That's a neat trick. Not gonna lie, Sabine looks pretty ripped.
Do you know where I am?
She
Looks
does.
badass.
Next to Hu Yang.
Are you sure?
Whoa. Force teleportation.
Not if I could see you.
Exactly. Now lower your visor and concentrate.
Bonk.
Oof.
Bro, Rey would wreck her.
100%.
Oh my gosh.
Rey would probably have like 3 swords by now. Oh! Okay. She had it for a second. She lost it.
For a second there.
Okay.
Good effort.
The disrespect. Not really, but
Look, she's no Luke Skywalker, okay?
no.
Anger and frustration are quick to give power, but they also unbalance you.
Hu Yang's onto something, though. She is
Yeah.
pretty
You ain't
bad.
wrong.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's very similar to like how Kanan found it very difficult to train Sabine because of how angry she is and how
Yeah.
easily frustrated she is.
She's
It clouds her
Mandalorian,
mind.
you know?
The Chancellor?
She's waiting. There are several senators with her. One of them is Ziono.
Where is your kid, Hera?
Chancellor Mothra.
Give us the Green Goblin.
Hera, you look well. How's young Jacen?
Oh,
Oh.
hello, Mon Mothma.
He's on board.
Oh, he's on board.
Somewhere.
The Green Goblin
Causing
is
trouble
here.
with Chopper, no doubt.
Long live the Empire.
Stupid.
Doesn't sound like the kind
And
of
oath.
loyalty we're looking
Nice.
It was my understanding that the offenders were arrested and the facility shut down pending further investigation.
for. Yes, but I believe their activity speaks to a larger operation.
Grand Admiral Thrawn. But how is that possible? He disappeared years ago.
And that his allies are working on a way to find him. If I could get approval to send a task force to the Denab system, I could find out.
Isn't this just another attempt to gain New Republic resources to aid in what has ultimately been your personal quest to find Ezra Bridger?
Oh, come
Okay,
on, dude.
And that you conveniently use a threat of Thrawn's return to acquire those resources.
How convenient.
Practical purpose. Helping the people of our fledgling republic.
Were you ever in the war, Senator?
No.
Just sat back
Then
and waited to see who
shut
came
the
out on top?
F up and let me do my job.
They want no part of any further conflict.
You act like we
Come
have a
on,
choice.
Don't we? Scattered and broken, they have no centralized command.
Unless Thrawn returns.
These people fools?
Yes.
Grand Admiral Thrawn is dead. And I'm sorry to say, it is my opinion that your friend Ezra Bridger heroically died with him.
You don't know that.
Dude.
You don't know shit.
For real.
Allow me a moment to speak with my colleagues.
How they're just so blind. They just want to run away from any conflict.
Chance.
Also, saying like the Imperial
Senators.
remnants are scattered and they have no central command, what kind of answers that? So
Yeah.
all you're saying is that the moment they have a central command, they will be put back together. So
Did they forget how the rebellion started?
yeah, they're out of control.
Oh, it's the goblin!
Whoa!
Now, where did you hear that?
Dude, that hair is not green enough.
The Green Goblin.
I want to be a Jedi.
Oh,
There.
Yeah, I know you do, Jason.
he should be one.
Hell
But
yeah.
don't send him with Luke.
Don't send him with Luke,
Don't send him
please.
with Luke, please.
Expedite my training a bit.
I'm afraid it doesn't work like that.
I know, I can't use the Force.
Not with an attitude like that.
No.
Not like you do.
The Force resides in all living things, even you.
If that's true, then why doesn't everyone use it?
Talent is a factor. But training and focus are what truly defines someone's success. Not everyone can handle the type of discipline it takes to master the ways of the Force.
Ooh, that was smooth.
Like Grogu.
Start small.
Like Grogu.
Like Grogu. Hey, you want to go see a Yoda thing flip? You want to go see a little green elf flip?
You can throw him across the room if you
I'm
want
gonna give
to.
it my best.
Oh, what? They really missed an opportunity to have her attempt to grab that cup with the Force and not
Yeah, I
have her
know.
do anything.
from the New Republic?
No, not yet.
They're gonna. Ahsoka's gonna walk back through the door, and you're gonna see her trying.
I only spoke the truth. The Jedi Order would not have accepted her. She is not an acceptable candidate.
By their standards.
Well, I suppose you do come from a long line of non-traditional Jedi. In that way, she fits right in.
Hu Yang is a Jedi truther.
Yeah, yeah, he's definitely like.
Oh, all right, here it comes. All right.
Oh, wow! Did you call that?
Yeah, they didn't forget about it.
They just cut it up.
Yeah, it better not move. I swear to God. This needs to be played as a comedy beat.
Dude, it's is it shaking a little bit?
I don't think so. Nice. Okay.
All right, good. Can it move now?
Oh, that's too bad. They didn't play it as a comedy beat though. They played it as just like
You win this round?
she's working, she's
Oh, I
trying,
mean-
and she's just like upset.
Dude, they did play it like a comedy beat.
A little bit.
The Senate committee? What are you talking about?
I'm sorry, Sabine.
It's time to go rogue. Rogue
Time to-
One.
Hu Yang, what's happened?
It's
We've
time to
entered
go
the Denab
Star
system.
Wars
All
Rebel.
comm transmissions are being jammed.
Whoa.
Interesting. Oh, hey Shin.
Whoa, Mara. Mara.
Hera.
What kind of ships are those? I'm blanking on those ships.
Of three
I'm not
crafts.
sure.
Tailgun, please.
On it.
Imagine Marek just gets shot down after weeks of people speculating about their identity.
Those are just World War II.
I was gonna say, they
Gunner
kind of look
ships,
like
yeah.
propeller planes, you
Yeah.
know? Damn, they're getting lit up.
Hu Yang, anything yet?
On the object,
Hey.
no. However,
Ahsoka, maybe you make some evasive maneuvers? I don't know.
there won't be
Yeah.
a later.
Maybe you just like don't fly straight very slowly.
Sabine, tell me what you need. Move on my signal? Dive!
Oh! Now this is pod racing. Dude, you're not gonna say your catchphrase?
Wait, what's my catchphrase?
Try spinning.
Oh, Hawkeye spinning. That's a good trick. Nice. Whoa, a twofer.
Hu Yang,
Nice.
anything?
If I had to guess, I would say it is some sort of hyperspace ring.
I would agree, Hu Yang. I mean, it is just like a giant version of Obi-Wan's hyperdrive ring.
Yes, that they used on vehicles that didn't have hyperdrive.
Stay clear. I shall deal with them.
Turbo lasers.
My wing and wait for my signal.
Whoa.
Fighters
That's
have
an
broken
interesting
off.
voice.
You better get up here. Copy.
That voice sounded did that voice sound a little feminine to you?
I don't know.
I don't know. I have to go back and listen.
Very like
modulated. Yeah.
Open fire.
See if you can get a little closer.
Are you crosswired?
Closer, please.
Okay. That's a lot of dipping and dodging.
They forgot the other 3Ds though.
Steady, steady. This is intolerable.
You know, charging headfirst is a bold strategy. I hope it pays off for him.
We'll see if it pays off.
Complete.
Oh god.
Oh well, I guess the show's over.
Destroyed.
Ezra's just gonna fly in and save him.
Yang's down.
Yes.
Morgan, congratulations.
You almost got them.
Ooh.
We'll take it from here.
She does not like Morgan.
Our backup kicked in, but we're dead in space. No hyperdrive, no cannons.
We got incoming.
Out there. Out where?
What?
Just keep working.
Out
I'll
there.
distract them.
She's gonna chuck her lightsaber at him.
Oh my gosh.
What
Spacesuit
on
Ahsoka. That's gonna make a pretty sick toy.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah, dude.
She got grav boots on?
Yep. Aw, her helmet like perfectly fits her head.
She's on the way.
I see her.
Oh!
Okay, that was cool. They could still just shoot the ship though, right? I mean...
Yeah, they still could. I think she's playing to their arrogance.
Yeah.
Oh! She
Rip.
just sliced the ship in half.
Yeah. It's like when Rey sliced Kylo's ship in half.
True. But that was on the planet.
Yeah, that's true.
Not
This was a moonwalk. Yeah, this was a moonwalk.
Don't get me.
Oop.
Got her.
Grav boots. Where's her lightsaber?
They're on her hips, I think.
Oh, there. Okay.
But I think she wanted to get inside because she couldn't.
Got any more? Buckle up.
I have to say this dogfight has been really good.
Another ship?
The CGI is pretty impressive.
The CGI is really good.
What? What is it?
I thought the beginning of it was not great, but it's gotten better.
Yes.
Whoa!
Oh, Purrgil!
Eat him. Ezra's just riding one.
Like Dune. Damn, dude, seeing them in live action that close, can you imagine Thrawn's perspective of just having these monsters just wrap themselves around your destroyer?
Dude, they look sick.
They do look cool. Huge.
Yeah.
Oh, get wrecked.
Congratulations, you almost got him.
Congratulations. On this L.
And complete.
Welcome back.
What did I miss?
Almost died.
Multiple times.
Ah, yes. Standard operating procedure.
Been there, done that.
Been there, done that. Sabine, you still suck, by the way.
Okay, Hu Yang, we get it.
We get it, Yang. Okay?
Whoa, look at that. They blend right in.
That's sick. This is a sick planet.
There are 6 hyperdrive engines in place, with the final one being set into position.
Oh, there's one more to go.
Yes, but I have never seen one built on this scale before.
Yang, could a ring like that make a jump to a neighboring galaxy?
Faster than the Millennium Falcon?
Coordinates and navigation, yes, I
little
believe it
bit.
could.
Slightly.
The Jedi archives speak of intergalactic hyperspace lanes between galaxies, which used to follow the migration paths of star whales named Purrgil.
Whoa.
Like the ones we just saw.
The path to Peridea.
The path to Ezra.
To Ezra.
Jedi have
dude,
taken
he's so
refuge in the
cool.
forest.
So cool.
Hunt them down.
Even the minions have sick fits. And they all match. Do you think they like, guys, we're going to a red planet. We need red in our fits.
Do you think he just stands there just like that for like 7 to 8 hours a day?
Only when the wind...
I probably would. Yeah, I probably would, though.
Only when the wind is blowing to make his cape flow like that.
Yeah. He sees
if there's no wind...
He sees the little thing spinning, and he's like, oh, gotta get out there.
Oh, gotta get out.
Oh, that's the end of the episode.
What?
Oh my god.
Dude, that flew by.
That did flow by.
What? I refuse to believe that was the end of the episode.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, man, it's a little... It was a little less...
Yeah.
Like, I expected a lot more oomph in this episode.
I liked what was in the episode, but ultimately it didn't do... It kind of just moved our characters around. It didn't really... The story didn't really go somewhere. Very, very far.
Yeah. I mean... It's interesting, because I felt like the first 2 episodes were such good plot movers. I felt like I did a good job of establishing, hey, this is what we're trying to do, but not fully explaining, like, the whole machination behind it. And then this episode is kind of just... I don't want to say it's stalling, but it definitely... The episode focuses... let me reevaluate, because I don't want it to sound like I think the episode is wasted, because I don't. I think there's a lot in this episode that's very useful to the overall arc of the series when it's all said and done. And I think this episode focuses mainly on the relationship between Ahsoka and Sabine and kind of getting back into the saddle, and it's interesting. But I'll let you go. But I did notice some kind of similarities between her relationship with Anakin and also Sabine's relationship with Kanan and Kanan's relationship with Ezra. So it's very interesting how they played this episode. But yeah, a lot different than I expected it to go.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're focusing on that relationship, but even that, I felt... Look, I liked the episode, but it does feel a little bit thin in terms of moving things forward, both from a character standpoint and from a plot standpoint. It really was kind of just like a classic people mover episode of just getting people to the places you need them to be. The problem is for a series like Star Wars, those types of episodes are not totally necessary when you have things like hyperdrive and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I guess the mixing in the action set piece there with the dogfights and the Purrgils and stuff like that was fun. Don't get me wrong, it was a fun episode. But yeah, I mean, I don't know that I love this one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. It's definitely felt like it was missing something. I don't know. Maybe after we watch the whole series, we'll understand like, oh, well, they couldn't take 10 minutes from this episode and shift it to episode 3. So maybe they just took the L on this episode and made it a little shorter because maybe like because I'm hearing episode 5 is the next one directed by Filoni, I think. And that one's supposed to have a little bit more meat to it. So I don't know. Maybe it's just they don't want to... But it almost feels like they could have tacked this one on to 1 and 2 and just did a 3-episode premiere, or just extended the runtime of 1 and 2 a little bit and ended up in the same place.
Yeah, I don't know. Ultimately, I think maybe what you could have done is taken that first sequence with the initial Ahsoka and Sabine stuff, maybe tack that onto the end of episode 2 and then make this dogfight the start of a 3rd episode or something. I don't know. It just... Yeah. Again, I enjoyed the episode. I found it enjoyable, but in terms of what it does, at least my initial instinct or my initial understanding of what it does for the series, it just felt a little light is all. Absolutely.
I mean, we did get some great moments in this episode. We did finally see the Green Goblin, Jacen Syndulla.
I actually, you know what? I forgot about that for a second there. Great episode.
Great episode.
Really great episode.
It brings us back up to a 10.
We see the Green Goblin.
We saw the Green Goblin finally. Not only that, but we saw the hubris of the New Republic. I don't know if it's hubris or laziness or arrogance, but the fact that they're so willing.
I think it's stupidity. They're just dumb.
They're so willing to engage. It's Mon Mothma, I think, is the only one that had some sort of hesitance because she's the only one that was in the shit. Like, she was the only one fighting in the trenches with Hera, with all of the other rebels. So she's seen what scattered forces unified could do, and I think she understands that the Empire wasn't just sitting on their hands when they took charge. They were trying to squash out opposition, but not only that, how dangerous the remnants of the Empire are. Like, they were running a whole shipbuilding operation, and that's only one planet that they know of, and they're just like, oh, it's fine, we got him, we arrested him, let's just turn a blind eye. And you could it definitely, if anything, it enhances the realism behind, or it enhances like your mind wondering how the First Order was able to form up during the reign of the new Galactic Republic, because they're all morons for the most part.
Yeah, well, I mean, in books like Bloodline, we learn about how the New Republic was demilitarized pretty much immediately following the defeat of the Empire, because essentially they just wanted to instill this sort of feeling of calm and stability across the galaxy. They don't want any more war, any more chaos, so they said, look, we're gonna demilitarize completely. So from that perspective, you say, okay, so they sort of left a window open here for the First Order to form, for them to sort of run rampant in the outskirts. But what we're seeing here is kind of a little bit different. They're saying, yeah, we demilitarized, but we're also actively choosing to ignore sort of signs of threats and things like that, which honestly, like, is a worse look. Because even in Bloodline, they frame it as, like, they were trying to do something for, like, morale purposes, very, like, psychological reasons of just trying to bring calm to the galaxy, even if strategically it maybe wasn't the best move. It's like, we have to, like, sort of settle people down, essentially, and bring a calm across the galaxy. Whereas here, it just, it feels, it's kind of dumbfounding to be like, oh, you know, the Imperial remnants are scattered and they have no central command.
Yeah.
That's a crazy thing to say. But it's like, okay, then you just need one person to come in and become that sort of a leader for them and rally them all together. You're saying that the forces are still there, they're just not coordinated. That's a wild thing to just ignore.
Because so much has happened since, like, if you think about everything that's happened in the events of The Mandalorian, all the seasons of The Mandalorian, and the Book of Boba Fett, and now this, like, and then you have multiple prison breaks in New Republic facilities. Obviously, pieces are shifting on the board, and the fact that you have Hera, who is a general, who holds the title of general, the rank of general, and she said, just let me go check this out. And they're like, well, we don't want to allocate the resources, you know, you're draining our bank accounts, lady, F off. It's so stupid. Yeah. It's such a level of stupidity that I can't believe. That's almost unbelievable. It's almost, but then you think about real life politicians and you're like, okay, I can kind of see how that would work.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of wish that this wasn't just incompetence from the New Republic, and instead we were seeing some, you know, like, very clever and conniving person in the background, like, making these things happen in spite of the New Republic sort of taking these things seriously. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird choice, I think. But they've kind of, between all the different properties here, they've been kind of making a concerted effort to say, like, no, the New Republic was, like, not good.
Yeah, it's a bunch of people. I don't know if we're supposed to believe that these are all new politicians, people who have never politicked before, or if these are smaller politicians from planets that were under Imperial control, but it just seems that they're all so really bad at decision making.
Yeah, it's like, okay, they're not evil, so they're a step up from the Empire. They're not actively looking to exploit and destroy the lives of others, but they also just have no clue what they're doing.
Yeah, and it's so weird because you have people like Mon Mothma, like running the whole show, and she knows more than anybody, like, how horrible things were during the Imperial reign, and she's just kind of letting it happen, and it's so weird. And I wonder if we're gonna get any more of her, to kind of see her kind of try and rally some sort of effort and get shot down, or if she's just gonna kind of reluctantly give in to this politicking. It's crazy. Go ahead.
Sorry, you can finish that thought. My bad.
No, go ahead. It was pretty much.
I was gonna say, like, I think eventually we have to see some action from. I mean, I guess maybe not. You know, Thrawn. We've seen from the trailers, Thrawn does return at some point. I don't know if there's any intention of having a second or third season of this show. but my impression was it's a limited series and it's going to resolve at the end of this. So they obviously need to defeat Thrawn. So I think it would be kind of weird to just assume that Ahsoka and Sabine alone are gonna defeat him and whatever forces he pulls together. So it's like, it seems like they must figure something out and get some New Republic support eventually, but I don't know how that's gonna shake out.
You want to know what would be interesting? And this is just a theory, tinfoil hat time. It would be interesting if kind of Mon Mothma does eventually like disobey everyone else and she gives Hera the okay, and Hera, Sabine, and Ahsoka kind of get stranded in that new galaxy for a long period of time to the point where they are believed to be dead, and because everyone thinks that Mon Mothma sent these people to their death, she kind of loses credibility in the Senate, and that's why she's kind of not able to further prevent the machinations that will eventually become the First Order. I wonder if that could be something that happens. I don't know. Just throwing that out there.
Interesting.
I just want to believe in Mon Mothma. You know,
Me too.
I just
She's
don't want to
been in the game
believe
for a long time.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't want to believe that she's just thrown in the towel like that. You know, I want to believe that the old salty dog has got some fight left in her.
Dude, you really need to watch Andor.
Yeah, what are you talking about? I've watched all of Andor.
You gotta watch Andor, man. Sorry, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
MontyVerse.
Yeah, I haven't watched Andor
He's
yet.
He's slipping.
I'm slipping.
Okay?
I'm slacking. I'm
Look,
trying,
he's
guys.
putting out a lot of content, okay? He's watching
Trying my
stuff.
best.
Get off his back, people.
Yeah, they got to get off my back. The people have to get off my back. Sure, dude. Another thing, I really like the Sabine training montage in the beginning of the episode. It's almost weird because, like, you can look at Sabine and Ahsoka's relationship like they're like master and student, but it almost works better when you look at it from the perspective of Tyrese and Paul Walker in Too Fast, Too Furious. Like, they're scorned, like they're lovers who broke up, and now they're kind of working, like trying to find the balance in their relationship again, because it also plays like that too. These are two people who don't really know what they're doing. Ahsoka never finished her training with Anakin, and it's a very eerily similar situation to Kanan and Ezra, where Kanan and Ezra are linked not only by the Force, but by Kanan's destiny on Lothal and Ezra's place on Lothal. But you have Sabine and Ahsoka who are linked by a lot of things as well, and it was really cool because what makes Kanan such a cool character for me is he's an incomplete teacher, and it even harkens back to like the lesson that Yoda taught Luke in The Last Jedi, which I'm sure that you're very familiar with, that the master must also become the student at points, and that eventually the student will become...
We are what they grow beyond.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And in this episode, we kind of see Ahsoka start to kind of have that very rigid training mentality, the same way that Kanan began training Sabine. And then kind of at the end of the episode, we see Ahsoka letting Sabine take control. Like, Sabine, what do you need? And instead of Ahsoka dominating the situation and saying, no, this is a learning experience, you need to learn, she's like, you know what? I can learn. We should learn from each other. Like, let's learn from each other. Like, this is your situation, you do this, and then when we get to my situation, I'll take control. And I really like that, because it mirrors a lot of mentor-mentee relationships in Star Wars.
Yeah, I agree. And I also think it was fun. I mean, we were joking about it, but it is fun to see sort of the contrast of Sabine training versus some of our other, Jedi that we've seen train, like Luke. We mentioned Luke, like Rey, who kind of from the beginning, they get that first lesson and they're like, oh, okay, I get it. And it's just like, okay, now they've got it. They're like ready to roll. And
it's weird.
She's picking it up a little bit here and there, but for the most part, she's sitting there, she's spinning in circles, sort of truly blind. So it's just an interesting juxtapotion there compared to what we've seen before.
You're 100% right, and I think like I caught on to that when you were like, "Oh, Rey would have smoked this now," and then we just started joking around and we talked about Rey and we talked about Luke, and even Ezra to an extent was an extremely gifted young Jedi. So to have someone who's not gifted at all, or not open to the Force in the same way that those three characters open themselves up completely and willingly to the living Force, it's such a I don't want to say it's such a nice experience to have in Star Wars, where it's subverting expectations in a very fun and new way that I really enjoyed.
I agree. It's like the challenges for her. I like all those characters face challenges, but the challenges for her they're just different, right? They're like grounded in the actual experience of becoming a Force user in this case, where their challenges begin after they become Force users, essentially.
It's so interesting because Sabine's the challenge, essentially. She has to reprogram herself from everything she's believed in and trained herself to be from a young age. Not only was she Mandalorian, and not only is she trained to fight in the ways of the Mandalorian, but she's also an engineer, and she's also a brilliant, scientist and artist. So to tell an artist, especially an artist as who is constantly shifting things around, like Sabine, who has a short attention span, to say you need to focus and you need to rely, you need to have patience and you need to have balance and you need to sit still. It's very hard for her, and I do feel for her, and I'm really rooting for her as the series goes forward, because I want to believe that anyone can be a Jedi, right? That's the belief I had when I was a kid. That's what really drew me into Star Wars, right? You have the hero's journey, the classic hero's journey. Luke Skywalker, a farm kid from a desert planet. Anyone could be a Jedi as long as you believe. And I don't think Sabine believes. I think Sabine wants to be a Jedi because she wants to, in her mind, she wants to be powerful enough to save Ezra, or she just wants to feel closer to Ezra by doing this. But I don't think she's fully given herself into the Force yet.
Now, wanting to be powerful enough to save somebody can be a dangerous path, so she better be careful.
Could be.
Hopefully Palpatine's not watching.
Palpatine's just in his little hover chair, in his little mechanical hover chair, like,
puppet, in his little puppet chair. I mean, look, ultimately, a fun enough episode, but again, like we said at the beginning of our little recap here, a little bit light on character and plot development, I felt like.
Yeah.
But, we'll see where things go next week.
If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a huge thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay up to date on all of our latest content. If you want to watch our other Ahsoka reactions, click the link on the page. And until next time, guys, stay versed.